Everybody, welcome to Brain Light Show. My name is Dedika Saiba. I am the today's presenter. The goal with this show is to introduce you to the people and ideas that will help you execute on your dreams. Our today's guest is the co-founder and chairman of Silolu Technologies. After his studies at Glasgow Caledonian University in the UK, he decided to come back to the roots to implement the knowledge that he has acquired for so many years for the benefits of the country. Ladies and gentlemen, allow me to introduce you to the leader whose impact has exploded in the communities, Otniel Hilibile.
Thanks, Dedikas.
Our first question is this: do you believe in prophecies?
I think in the fundamental sense, as human beings, we need to always believe that there's something that's greater than ourselves. Our lives are just not meaningless, and we're born to do great. And I agree with that premise. So when it comes to prophecies, of course, for some prophecies, there are no absolute measures to know if something is true or the premise for a specific prophet is actually true. But I do believe it's something that we need, not just as human beings, but also as social beings, because we need social cohesion. We need to advance as a civilization and see how we can propagate our genes to future generations with more acceptable formulas that would just allow every single human beings to survive in a social environment.
Mr. Otniel, what's your definition of purpose and passion?
When I see the word purpose, I see the ultimate someone that a certain person has to become. Because as a human being, I'm here, but then there's my future self that I'm working every day towards to becoming, at least not in the physics sense of the words, but in the professional sense of the word. So there's always someone that we want to become, and that's what I see as purpose. So for me personally, I have to always be in sync with that person. I have to serve him and to ensure that every single decision that I'm taking today is actually leading me towards becoming that specific person. And the entire journey, since it's not linear, there are so many ups and downs along the way. So that's where the commitment towards becoming who I want to become comes in, and the fundamental ingredients includes passion, because that's the secret, that's the source that's gonna help you survive every single drawbacks and downs that would be getting along the way.
Yes, according to you, how can somebody discover their passion in life?
The right formula would be to unlive. I'm not talking about dying. I'm just talking about getting out of the existing life framework, because in the normal design of life that we have is someone's born, they go to school, and then they struggle, with homework, and then they look for a job, and then their family, they grow up kids, and they end up dying and all of that. So it's kind of like a model that's already designed in the social agreements that we have with one another. And I believe for you to find your purpose in life, you need to unleash all of that, because that's how you won't be biased. Because if you are inside the system and you try to find your purpose within that system, it means you are already limiting yourself within that existing bubble. So you need to get out of it and try to live life beyond the social model that exists. So if everyone goes to school, don't go to school. If one is having kids, don't have kids. If everyone is looking for a job, don't look for a job. So when you unlive, you try to separate yourself from the existing constructs. Now you'll see life not something that covers you, but as actually that's something that is a piece that you have to manipulate, and that will help you make decisions that you feel like you are really in control of, and feel like you're not just born to follow rules, but actually to make rules that will help you become who you want to become.
I would like to know where is the origin? What is the origin of creating Silolu Technologies?
I'll answer it in the personal sense, but also in the professional sense.
Yes.
So in the personal sense is, the drive that you have as a human being to always break the existing systems and establish new combinations to ensure that an existing system actually thrive to the best. So that's what I was born to do, to actually build out new structures, new formulas, and bring up new solutions to different problems. And that when it combines with a gap that you see in the markets, especially such as Congo and Africa, where we still need to push through when it comes to technology and to adapt the current fourth industrial revolution era. So all of that came into place around 2017 to see, okay, what can we do about it? What are the existing and feasible solutions that we can establish to ensure that as an economy actually drive forward everything that we have as as the potential, whether being in financial potential or intellectual potentials at the country. So those two pieces came together and they gave birth to Ceylon Blue Technologies. And of course, when you have your around people who also are driven to do greater things, that's how you end up partnering, and then you achieve great things, and and set up something like Ceylon Blue Technologies.
Don't you think that the world has lost the sense of listening? Everybody wants to talk nowadays. They don't have time to meditate, to pray, to connect with within themselves in order to discover their strengths and weaknesses.
I do agree with that, actually, and I think what we should blame, it could be actually one of the hypotheses about what makes up the entire reality. Because according to the quantum gravity theory, that the entire universe, the entire reality, just made of information. And when we actually see information in the consumption sense of it, we'll see the periods like the years such as the Renaissance and we see today. Back then, people were struggling to get information because they did not have innovations such as printing and all of that. But then today we have more information, not just after the printing machine was invented, but also after the internet came through. So there's information everywhere, and is becoming used as a weapon. And when it becomes used as a weapon, it becomes overwhelming till people are not able to identify their inner biases when it comes to understanding a specific piece of information. So when you have all of that, you have more information that you do not know how to filter it to know what's true, what's false, especially in the where more than 85% of the statistics are false, maybe including that one too. So it's come. So that's where you have different, let's say, opinions on something that has an objective value. Say, well, if it's something that has an objective value, at least the entire process should be rational. It shouldn't be subjective or based on personal feelings or opinion and stuff. So that's where everything, listening and all of that comes in. It depends on the framework that you use to consuming information. Is it rationality? Is it subjectivity? Is it just emotions and all of that? And when you take that at a larger scale, that's where things actually gets really tough today.
Mr. Otinel, don't you think that our educational system nowadays is kind of losing people from their passion?
In the deeper sense, actually not. But the surface level, it might look like that, because like I said, finding your passion is a journey, which means every piece of ingredient, every piece of experience that you're getting along the way actually contributes to you finding out that passion, your purpose in life. So education, when it comes to, because someone could say, yes, what I did in school is what I'm doing now and have passion for it. That does not mean that it's their purpose in life. So there could be, of course, economically speaking, there's a gap between what the education system is offering and what their needs are in the market. Even when you consider content from even the biggest schools in the world, because the economy and technology, they're just, they're moving faster than usual. Innovations coming every day. The working systems crumbling, and there are just so many new combinations that we are getting from different innovations, and the university at the current model, they are not ready to always change their curriculum and adapt this, or at least to be ahead of the curve. But as someone who's looking for their passion, sometimes you need to see what exists and see how you can unsee it, because it will teach you what not to do. Because you can always get out of it and still repeat the same thing. So you need to know what's not working, what not to do, in order for you to actually create something that will work out. So education, there's a gap, of course, but then I wouldn't say not knowing the contents in education is actually a path towards finding your purpose. One thing that we should consider is that when that comes into play, we cannot be smarter than AI, for instance, because AI, just consumes information, just faster than the human brain.
Everything has become easier.
Yeah, and it becomes easier in terms of finding information, but then also it harms the brain, because that's where the confirmation bias comes in. Because if you're having a discussion, for instance, and somebody says, "Oh, you just Google," or it's actually true. What I'm saying is true. Let me show you an article that says something about it, and they're easily gonna show it to you. And you think, "Oh, well, there's an article, so you're right." Come on, you're not right, because there's just a confirmation bias. So you're trying to find resources that agree with what you already believe in, without considering that the same article, the content, is actually an argument against. Are you willing to search for the argument against and say, okay, there's this point of view, there's a counter argument, and there's this one and the counter? How far are you willing to go to actually find the truth? So people are just limiting themselves to the first piece of information that they get that actually agree with what they believe in, and at the end of the day, they just get I think I know stuff, and that's a very big weakness. So that's where I was about now to plug in the question of AI, because everyone see now artificial intelligence that it can compute information way faster than the human brain, and we are not even able to filter out information. So how are you going to compete with AI?
Thank you very much for accepting our invitation.
Sure, it's my pleasure.
Thank you very much for watching Brain Light Show. Today we had a great leader whose impact exploded in the communities, Othniel Pilipili. So thank you very much. Don't forget to hit subscribe. That will help us to get visibility on our YouTube channel. Be legendary.